This is my laptop. We had a little issue before. The mouse was frozen. I was charging it and I went to get it, slipped off, and it fell on the rug. And the mouse was frozen. So what you got to do is you got to shut the computer down. You can use this shutdown button here, but it wasn't working. Or you close the lid all the way and it shuts off by itself. That was not working. So what you got to do is you got to disconnect the battery in here. Or on your PC that plugs in, you got to unplug it. If the shutdown don't work, unplug it from the wall. In this case, the laptop, you got to disconnect the battery. So what you got to do is you got to take these little screws out. They're very tiny. Don't drop them inside the computer. Don't drop them on the floor. Then you got to pry the back of this panel off. So use a card, slide the card in there so you can pry it up. Well, don't take one end off without this not coming off, otherwise you're going to crack this. Go all the way around till this is free and loose. All the way around it. Lift this back panel off, and in here to be a black battery with a cable on top. And you'll see it's plugged into the control board. You got to very gently pry it off to disconnect it from the control board. Use a little screwdriver, use a tweezer. I use my fingers, my nails, and I went on each side of it to pull it off. Disconnect the battery, push it back in very gently. Don't pry it where you're going to bend the needles in there, the pins. Make sure it's in there. It started to go in, then push it very gently until you get it all the way seated in there. Then put the panel back on, snap it back in place, put the little screws back in it, and your computer will be up and running. So just hope that helps you out. I had to just make this video. I wish I would have made a video of me doing it, but it was very hard of taking those little screws out and everything. I wasn't really sure if this was going to work, but it did for me. Got to disconnect the battery and re-plug it in and then start your computer up again, and she's working.